Board of Education. I would like to ask everyone to turn off any wireless communication devices as they interfere with the microphones and taping of the meeting. Thank you. Ms. Jackson, please call the roll.
Good evening. Dr. Anderson? Mr. Barrows?
Here.
Ms. Epps? Ms. Eubanks? Here. Ms. Grady?
Here.
Ms. Hernandez?
Present.
Ms. Jacobs? Here. Dr. Kaufman? Ms. Mundy?
Here.
Mr. Valentine? Ms. Williams? Mr. Taylor?
Present.
Ms. Boston? Present. Dr. Eubanks? Thank you.
The Board of Education has convened this evening for the sole purpose of receiving public commentary on the fiscal year 2016 budget. The CEO's proposed FY 2016 operating budget recommendation of $1.8 billion represent a 2.5% increase over the FY 2015 approved budget of the $1.7 billion. Openness, transparency, and inclusiveness are essential to the work that we do. Our school district cannot begin the work of creating a sustainable budget without including you in the process of development. Your presence and input tonight are essential, as your insight will guide the creation of our future operating budget. Your opinions, your insights, and your areas of expertise are needed as we work together to create a budget that supports key priorities such as funding academic excellence, high-performing workforce, and safe and supportive environments. The next and final Board of Education budget work session will be held February the 10th, 2015, here at the SAS Administration Building. In case I missed that, that was February the 10th, 2015, here at the SAS Administration Building at 5 p.m. Following the budget work session, the final budget public hearing will be held at 7 p.m. here in the boardroom. Is that 7 p.m. or 6:30? Same time?
Scheduled for 7 right now.
Okay.
This was a rescheduled one, so we did it at 6:30, but that one's scheduled for 7 unless you change it.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear on that date time. To register to speak for the FY-16 budget public hearing, please contact the board office at 301-952-6115, 2.5 hours prior to the meeting. So that would be 2.5 hours prior to the 7 o'clock meeting. The Board of Education is scheduled to adopt its budget at the February 24th, 2015 board meeting that will begin at 7:05 p.m. The recommended budget will then be forwarded to the county executive, Mr. Rishern Baker, who will develop his proposed county budget and present it to the county council in March 2015. The county council must adopt a budget which includes school system funding designated by category, and then it goes to the state legislature in April of 2015. The Board of Education will then reconcile with the county approved budget, and it will be adopted at a regularly scheduled meeting in June of 2015. Colleagues, we will now hear from our registered speakers for public comment, who will speak for 3 minutes in a public comment forum where the board will listen to their comments. Our first registered speaker for this evening, and excuse me if I mess up your name, is Mr. Kevin Arevalo. Is he here? Okay, we'll check back and see if he comes in later. What about the Honorable Darrell A. Miller, council member, the town of Capitol Heights? Is he here? Okay. Gina Bowler.
Good evening. Greetings to the CEO, BOE, parents and community members. Thank you for this evening's FY 2016 budget public hearing. My name is Gina Bowler, co-founder of the grassroots group My Bilingual Child. We advocated for Prince George's County Public Schools to add Spanish immersion dual language options among the specialty programs. We also support all language immersion, dual language, and international baccalaureate programs offered by the school system. I'm the proud parent of a Spanish immersion kindergartner at Overlook Elementary School, and I plan to enroll her little sister when she's of age in a couple of years. We live in Upper Marlboro, District 9. So thank you, Mr. CEO and Board of Education, for your phenomenal leadership. Essentially, within months, you accomplished what hadn't been done in a quarter century. You took our school system beyond offering French as the sole language immersion program available to families countywide, and you did that by adding Spanish immersion dual language program options countywide. That's a huge deal, and as stated by Franklin S., a parent of a Spanish immersion kindergartner who attended My Bilingual Child's community event last Saturday in Bowie, we appreciate your efforts to diversify education options for our children. This Spanish language program will help prepare our children to compete in a global workforce. So for the reasons Franklin S. stated, to help prepare our children to compete in a global workforce, and for numerous other good reasons, I highly recommend the Spanish immersion dual language programs at the 3 schools, Overlook in Temple Hills, P.E. Williams in Upper Marlboro, and Cesar Chavez in Hyattsville. So I encourage families to register for the open houses this February, and thank you for providing that opportunity to families, and to get their applications in by the deadline, March 12th. So exciting things are happening regarding parental and community engagement at these schools, and I just want to give you some examples. There's growing membership in the parent-teacher associations and organizations, and participation in school and PTA events. There's improvements in school and PTA websites, and greater use of other communication methods that are preferred by parents. There's increased networking among parents of current students and prospective students across the 3 schools, and through My Bilingual Child and just through other means. And there's also relationship building between the parents, the teachers, program administrator, the principals, as we get to know each other and get to know the new program better. So I encourage you to continue your support in several ways. Continue funding the 3 current schools, as well as program expansion and continuous engagement with parents. Thank you.
Thank you. Is this Alita Hunter?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alita Hunter. My daughter is a kindergarten scholar in the Spanish Immersion Program at Phyllis E. Williams Elementary. The Spanish Immersion Program at Phyllis E. Williams has truly been beneficial for my daughter. When my daughter entered the Spanish Immersion Program in fall of 2014, she could recite most of her primary colors in Spanish and could count to 10 in Spanish. I am extremely proud to say that my daughter can now recite and identify the Spanish alphabet, count to 100 in Spanish, use her vocabulary words to compose sentences, knows all of her colors and shapes in Spanish. She can sing happy birthday in Spanish, read a book written in Spanish and identify the title, the author, and the illustrator. She has also demonstrated tremendous improvement in reading books written in English as well. She holds conversations with family members and others in Spanish. My daughter is proficient in all subjects and on level for Spanish immersion reading, kindergarten level. Anaya's teacher, Senora Serrano Sanchez, is an awesome teacher who truly cares about the children, not only learning, but becoming fluent in Spanish. I highly recommend the Spanish Immersion Program. I am a satisfied parent, so much that I have enrolled my 4-year-old son in a program for the 2015-2016 school year. I am a 20-year-plus resident of District 4, a graduate of Eleanor Roosevelt High School, and former summer employee of the Prince George's County System Summer School Office. I am the daughter of a mother who was a dedicated employee for Prince George's County Public School System for more than 26 years prior to her retirement. I want to thank Dr. Maxwell, the board members, for implementing and supporting the Spanish Immersion Program for Prince George's County. This program is a concrete foundation which will serve as a gateway for neighboring counties and states to follow. Gracias. I'm really not finished because I want to say more and I haven't heard the buzzer, so I'm going to keep going. I was in the process of moving to Howard County. I had not chosen the Spanish Immersion Program. I wanted my daughter to go to Thomas Pullen because she loves to dance, sing, and she's drama, and we want to channel that in a positive direction. She got accepted. I was a little upset, didn't want that. But then I had to think, what's best for her? The way my daughter can go out here and talk to people and engage them in conversation is breaking boundaries. It's making me want to learn Spanish. And her 4-year-old little brother is also speaking Spanish. I say bathroom, they say baño. I mean, it's awesome. And I just hope, it's awesome, and I just hope and pray that the budget continues to fund this program. Thank you.
Grace Brigham.
Hello. Dear members of the Board of Education and Dr. Maxwell, out of small beginnings come great things. That is our school's motto. I'm Grace Brigham, and I'm a 6th grader at Judith B. Hoyer Montessori, the newest and fastest growing Montessori school in the county, offering families in Central County an amazing public school opportunity. The families of our school want to thank you for your support in helping our school grow. So many families keep reaching out to our school for a Montessori opportunity for their children, and our school has worked hard with you to welcome as many families as possible. Thanks to your support, over the past 3 years, we have nearly doubled our students. We have expanded to 6 primary, 4 lower elementary, 2 upper elementary, and 2 middle school classrooms, and with your support, are scheduled to fund and offer our first 8th grade class this coming school year. Our teachers and parents work together every day to give us wonderful opportunities both in and outside of our classrooms. In my middle school class, we love working together to solve challenging math problems, and we have become better writers and better critical thinkers about our lives and the world around us. Along with our science lab work, middle school students are working on issues of environmental justice in the county with Ms. Williams, and Ms. Senora Torres is teaching every student to speak Spanish. Last year and this year, our parents have worked hard to help us raise money so that we can plan an outdoor classroom. Every Tuesday, many of us stay after school to learn even more. Through Mrs. Davis's musical theater project, Mrs. Marquez's Montessori Model United Nations, Ms. Parham, Ms. Stewart, and Ms. America's Art, Ms. Louie's Spanish, Ms. Spate, and Ms. Berry's Dance, as well as robotics and technology clubs, all organized and led by a combination of teacher, parent, and community volunteers. We have built upon the support you have provided us, and we are excited to learn, do, and be more Montessori. In these difficult budget times, my middle school class and I ask that you continue to support the growth of our school into a full-fledged K-8 Montessori with a robust middle school program. Thank you. We will make you proud. Come and visit us soon.
Steve Brigham.
Good evening. That's a hard act to follow. We had hoped that we would have a turnout that would be like standing room only on Tuesday night. It's a little different on Thursday night, but we have, can I have the foyer community here stand up real quick? You too, son? All right, thank you. Good evening, members of the board and Dr. Maxwell. Thank you for this opportunity. My daughter has already said a lot of what needs to be said about Judith P. Hoyer. It's a great school with incredibly dedicated teachers and an even more dedicated school leader, Ms. Spivey. I don't know if you have met her, but she is a force to be reckoned with, and we are glad to have her. It also probably has one of the most active and diverse PTAs in the county. So we have a lot going for us. And we know it wouldn't be such a great school without the incredible support of Dr. Maxwell and his staff and the board here. So we greatly appreciate that. And we're really trying to create the best K-8 Montessori school around. So thank you again for your continued support. Like you, I cringed when I saw the budget announcements by Governor Hogan last week. It was not a good week for our county or for our school system. And I know this budget reduction puts all of you in a very difficult place because you are committed to great schools and programs all over the county and to a great education for all of our students. Creating a K-8 has been a very long road for us. We have kids in the 7th grade at Hoyer that attended the smaller school in Cheverly when it was only pre-K and kindergarten. But the board and the administration have worked with us for about a decade now to ensure that we could add first a lower elementary program for 1st through 3rd, then an upper elementary for 4th through 6th, and finally last year to add a 7th grade, and this coming year an 8th grade. Since the summer of 2012, we have doubled our enrollment at the school. This is phenomenal growth, really based on phenomenal interest. So as parents, you have our sympathy and our empathy as you wrestle with the difficult choices before you, and we would ask respectfully that you ensure that the Judith P. Hoyer Montessori School continues to receive the funds it needs to complete the vision that we have and that you have to make a top-notch Montessori K-8 program for Central County. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Dolores Millhouse.
Already? Hello, goodbye. Okay, you ready? Okay. Good evening, Dr. Maxwell and board members. My name is Dolores Millhouse, and I feel privileged once again to come before you and applaud everyone for the vision, dedication, and commitment to moving the Prince George's County School District from good to great. As the co-founder of My Bilingual Child, a parental advocacy group that has advocated very strongly for Spanish language immersion programs, I thank you for the FY-16 broadened program offerings. I'm also here as a parent and advocate encouraging you all to continue investing in our school district by supporting the academic excellent budget of $34.1 million, which provides expansion of high-demand programs to include language immersion. Your prior commitment to providing more rigorous programming and increased specialty program options has increased the call, or answered the call of many families who felt that their options were relocating or enrolling their children into private school programs. My Bilingual Child has several parents that supported our advocacy efforts and are pleased with their decision to enroll their children in the Spanish language immersion programs, and are working very closely with the administration to ensure that the programs are successful. As we meet with the inaugural parents of the Spanish immersion program, it is still a high level of excitement regarding their child or children becoming bilingual or multilingual. Since the school year has begun, each school that the dual or full Spanish immersion programs were incorporated into have successfully increased parental involvement, filled all PTO positions, and created subcommittees. And we are working very closely with those parents to encourage them to become good news ambassadors for the schools as well as the school district. We want to keep the momentum going and share the great news about our school district with the perspective that the parents have and bringing more community partners. If we want the best for our children, then they must become the priority. Education is not a choice. Our children are our future, and their success depends on the educational investment we make today. As a 30-plus year resident of the county, I know the potential of our schools and believe together we can incorporate the strategies required to move the entire district from good to great. Make the right decision by supporting the CEO's proposed FY-16 budget that continues to provide programming that displays academic excellence. Please also be advised that My Bilingual Child will continue to encourage the parents to not only speak before you all, but the county council, as well as going to Annapolis and writing letters. So we understand the strain that we all have to go before other people to fight to get this budget, staying at the level that it is, and we understand the cuts that people want to make, but education is not an option for us to cut. So we thank you for dedicating the $34.1 million of the 26-year budget to the academic excellence budget line items to include expansion of language immersion programs. Boom, I did it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Kevin Revolve, how you pronounce that? Arevalo. Okay. I think I saw the Honorable Darrell Miller walk in. So you ready, Mr. Miller? Yeah. You're up.
Good evening to the chair, vice chair, board, as well as the superintendent. It's good to be here today. I'm gonna really be real short because I didn't get all my information. But what I was wanting to speak on real quickly was one, I'm hoping you do the best you can as far as keeping all our teachers first on board, as many as you can. Other piece I want to talk about was Capitol Heights Elementary. They're really in need of technology upgrades, Chrome notebooks specifically. And I'm in support of that. I'm pretty sure you'll get a follow-up letter from the town of Capitol Heights in support. Also at Suitland High School, their music department needs much support too. You'll get a follow-up letter from me on that. And I'm pretty sure that Central, as well as Suitland Elementary, who I haven't had the chance to talk to, because just to let you guys know, these are all schools that either be supported by the town or supported by Capitol Heights community organizations. I'm not only the councilman for the town of Capitol Heights, I also work with Delegate Darrell Barnes, but I'm also president for the Capitol Heights Sea Pleasant Boys and Girls Club. And when it comes to Suitland, when it comes to Central, when it comes to Capitol Heights Elementary, when it comes to Bradbury, when it comes to Dowsville Brooks and Suitland Elementary, we all have relationships and work with them. So I'm very much involved in that. But that's all the time I wanted to take up. I want to thank you guys very much for the opportunity, and good to see you all. Thank you.
Thank you. So, is there anyone who signed up to speak, but I didn't call your name? Okay. So this concludes the evening's public hearing. Again, our next scheduled public hearing will be held on February the 10th, 2015 at 7 p.m. here at the SASA Administration Building. This now concludes the January 29th, 2015 FY-16 operating budget public hearing. Everybody have a good evening, and please drive safely when you leave. Night.